I'm going to do, a lot of you know my Haas Tank and Bear story. I think a lot of Canadians know that story. These were my old buddies that I used to, if you don't know it, you can look it up. But I have a new story about them, and I want to tell about them. Before we went on that trip, we went to Whistler in the summer together, and you can go there in the summer and enjoy yourself. It's not just skiing in the winter. It's got bike trails, and it's got a lake called Lost Lake where you can go swim, and the dock is a nude dock. We found that out accidentally, which I'll explain later. But anyway, so we were going down to the lake to spend some time there and see if we could meet girls. And this was the first time I had seen Haas. Now, to explain this to people, Haas was about 320 pounds, Tank was about 300, and Bear was about 285. Just big, drinking Canadian dudes. And Haas was particularly unattractive as a human being. And never more so when the first time we saw him in his swimming costume, right? Because he came out of the bathroom, and most humans have a break in hair. Like, you know, when you see, right? That's what separates us from animals, is we have hair, and then it stops, and then there's some skin. But he had hair straight from his head to his feet, right? And it took us back, because he had these swimming costumes on. He came out, and he looked at us, and we were just like, well, like that, right? We didn't know what to do, but we didn't say anything. So we all got changed, and now we're walking down this path with people down to Lost Lake. And I heard Sasquatch a few times, and it didn't dawn on us that they might be talking about Haas, right? Like, people were unsure if this was a human being at this point, is what I'm saying. So we're walking in, and it got weirder when we got to the lake and we put our towels down, and Haas went to frolic down by the water. And again, I heard Bigfoot and Bear, and so never before had it dawned on the three of us that they were talking about our friend when the helicopter flew over top of the tree line and landed on the beach, right? And again, this is for the women out there. Remember what I said about women will look after their friends and men kind of don't, right? So we looked over, Tank was beside me and Bear, we looked over the helicopter, and we saw like the conservation guy with a rifle, and he was putting a tranquilizer dart, like a fucking big one, into the rifle and locking it in, right? And it dawned on us they were about to shoot our friend, right? And I'll never forget this. I will never forget, Tank looked at me and just went, well, this is going to be awesome. So they shot him. The dart went into his neck, right? He didn't fall. He was such a big drinker that he didn't fall. And what weirded people out there is he actually took the dart out of his neck and sniffed it. So now they didn't know what to do, right? And we're watching this going, oh my God, this is awesome. And we look over at the helicopter guy, and he's now shaking and putting another dart in the gun. They're about to shoot our friend for the second time. And Tank looked over at me, I'll never forget this, and just went, no way, they're going to shoot him again. So they shot him again, and they hit him in the neck, right, again. And this time he dropped. And I will never forget this. This, again, between men and women. I'll never forget Bear, who's on the other side. All of a sudden, with some weird moral moment, just stood up and went, okay, that's enough. You shot our friend twice. We're not going to let you do it a third time. So we explained to him that it was our friend, and now they were worried about a lawsuit. So they went down and they were talking to him and said, there was no lawsuit. He just wanted another dart for later, which weirded them out again. So he was going back to my place to stay over in Vancouver, and Haas was. So we were going to the Big Bamboo on a Wednesday night. And the Big Bamboo on a Wednesday night was male strippers. It was ladies' night. So what they did, and I love this about Canada and stuff, but what they did is they had male strippers till 10, so all you women stared at these beautiful men with big dicks, and great bodies, right? And we all had to stay in the upstairs bar. All of those fucking Middle-earth trolls were up there. And then at 10 o'clock, they would let the strippers go. The women would stay in. They'd let the mutants. We'd all come down like, in the hopes that you were horny enough to fuck a troll, right? And sometimes you would. It was great. So I'll never forget this. There was this blonde woman who was really hot, right? And I liked her, and Haas liked her, right? Well, she liked me, so Haas backed off, which is the rules. So I was bringing her back to my place, right? And I looked around, Haas is staying at my place, and he's not at the bar. Now, for this joke to work, you'll have had to have seen the movie E.T. All right. I get back to my place. We strip off, we're about to have sex, right? She's gonna get on top of me. It's a perfect fucking night, right? Now, do you remember the scene in E.T. when the mother comes in the room and E.T. hides in the plush animals? So, you see the plush animals in E.T.'s heads like this, right? So this woman's about to get on top of me, and I look to my right, and I see Haas and my plush animals on the side. So I'm trying to get rid of him, right? He's underneath my clothes, and I'm going like this so she doesn't notice. And she turns around and sees him and screams, and he jumps up. He was brilliant, though, in these kind of situations, because he just looked at her without even cracking it and just went, well, this is not my room. Brilliant.